Tech Corp is an early access simulator that lets you run a company that builds computers, phones, cameras, and/or software. So everything tech related. Tech Corp follows the same setup as Game Dev Tycoon does. You buy furniture, hire your workers, and fiddle with your products. The good. Art style and music is pleasant, got no qualms with that. Lots of customization, everything from being able to select the office color to being able to select the look of your product. While it's not super in-depth and it doesn't influence how people react to your product, customization is most definitely a welcome addition. In the 2 days that I owned Tech Corp, I've seen the developer release multiple patches trying to squash bugs. Currently, the developer is very engaged into making his product the best it can be, and if it continues, they do have a good chance of succeeding. The bad. Very obvious, but as any early access title, this one has bugs, and bugs can be frustrating. This includes anything from paying more money than the game told you will be paying by unlocking a new continent, to percentages and production units not working as they should. My biggest pet peeve was having 5,000 units that the game requested me, but it didn't let me deliver until I had 6,000 units, or having the delivery screen display 4,900 units while my own storage shows 5,000 units. This makes me overproduce in order to complete orders. In marketing, I can only distribute 99% of my budget and never 100% because the last percent seems broken. Overly involved micromanagement on 2 separate screens with 2 separate facilities that makes the game feel disjointed. Let me explain. You have a factory and then you have your main office. If you're doing something in the factory, such as choosing what is being produced and making sure that there's enough of the specific material, and being there to stop the machine once you reach the required amount of parts produced, you're not there to micromanage your office. Well, you can hire managers to make sure that a group of individuals are all having breaks at the same time and doing the same thing. When I have one of several different specialists, I don't want to hire one manager per one person, meaning that I got to be there to tell those people to go on a break. I feel like gameplay flow would be a lot better if you could have some company-wide settings, such as people go on a break, assign both people and machines to work on specific hardware and software orders instead of having to make sure that they make X amount of Y thing, then switch to making a Z amount of M thing. As there's a lot of parts that are involved in, and the time pause doesn't always work very well. Often what happens is that your factories or people will produce way too much of a thing you did not intend to produce, and you'll end up losing money. Ad campaigns have no rhyme or reason to them. Whether they fail or succeed seems random, and you can't learn from random, it just leaves the whole player base confused. I recommend establishing some rules to do with ad campaigns, and disclosing that with the players and making sure that it's easy to find, such as X actors going well with Y theme and Y theme going well with Z product. Could do with some quality of life features, such as saving the product I was creating are lacking. Once I got to the end of the product creation cycle, only to be told by the game that it wants me to produce at least 5,000 units, which I didn't have the money for. I had to click off this screen to go back and take out a loan, and when I went back I had to start my product all over again. UI could be better. The hiring menu, for example, feels very clunky and is rather laggy when it is searching for workers for you. Overall, Tech Corp is in early access and has potential, but also requires a lot of work before it becomes genuinely fun gaming experience. I can't exactly recommend the game as it is right now, however at the same time it's not hopelessly terrible. If there was a so-so button on Steam, it would probably be so-so rather than negative or positive as a review. So keep your eye on it, but it is not that great currently.